Y'all know me, Big the Legend G, with my co-host Initial D, bringing that heat in the Twitch street. Grab your popcorn, kick up your feet, sit back, relax. We about to blow. Welcome to our channel. Enjoy the show. Ayy.
Hard conversation, brain stimulation, BGID, no imitation. Look, pull up on the mic. Two bitty guys is rocking the night. Sub on YouTube and follow on Twitch. I guarantee it's gonna be a hit. It's showtime.
Yo, 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 what is good, everybody? Welcome in. How we feeling?
We here. Let's go.
Oh, it sounds like an ice cream truck outside. What in the world?
Oh, man, you got to stop he's got to stop the stream. We'll be back in 10. We got to run.
We got to go. Time to go.
Facts.
But welcome in, everybody. How we feeling out there? Happy Sunday afternoon. It is your boy, Big the Legend. We got special guest Matty Pace in the building.
Let's go.
Hope
Thank you for having me on this segment. I'm very excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. So much fun. But just a little bit about today. This is a special podcast, special episode. As you guys know, I have been doing a charity event called the Pancreas Project all week long for type 1 diabetes awareness and research. And Matty and I just got linked through T1D, and we have been looking to do a collab for the longest time, and we are finally here. So
yes,
we are excited about this.
Yes, sir.
And big shout out to Initial. I know he couldn't make it today, but he was like, the show must go on. So we are here.
He is here with us in his beautiful, shining spirit.
Exactly. That beautiful bald head.
That beautiful bald head and beautiful beard. Beautiful beard.
And guys, we are live on Twitch and YouTube as well. So if you are not subscribed to either channel, feel free to go over and show us some love. We are Two Bitty Guys podcast over on YouTube and just Two Bitty Guys on Twitch. We definitely appreciate the love and support that you guys show us each and every week that we are live. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, Matty, how has your week been?
I'm eating potatoes, baby. I've been feeling good. This week has been definitely a great one. It's been a blessing, a lot of fun, a lot of great moments, and it all led up to this one right here. So we're feeling the vibe. How about yourself?
Man, it's been good. It has been really good. You know, a lot of people don't know, but I mean, well, most people know now that I'm expecting my first child. And so I just been
congratulations again.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Let's go.
So I've been basically, you know, making sure wifey is all good. You know, working, you know, the streaming event the whole entire week, which honestly I was very tiring. Just doing between working, making sure wife is okay and streaming. It was definitely it was a long week, but it was a fun week. I'll put it that way.
And if no one got the opportunity, make sure to wish this man a very happy birthday. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Very happy birthday.
Just so y'all know, just so y'all know, I'm 39 going on 18. So
that's right, baby.
I'm
right.
young. I found the fountain of youth.
That's right. Would you say it's happiness? Would you say that's the fountain of youth right there?
Happiness.
Stress-free.
Exactly. Especially stress-free, man. Look, one thing, and a lot of people that come to my channel, they're always like, bro, you smiling all the time. Like, I ain't got no words. Why should I worry?
I feel that.
No, just like Oliver and Company. Oliver and Company said it best. Why should I worry? Why should I care? You know,
doesn't solve anything. If anything, it makes problems worse.
Exactly. And we don't need problems. We don't need problems at all.
No, not at all.
Let's see. But again, guys, welcome to the Pancreas Project. This has been a week-long charity event. I have been raising money for type 1 diabetes awareness and research. And I'm actually going to pop this donation link in the chat on both ends. So if you guys would like to donate, feel free to do so. We actually have a goal of $1,000, and I'm
Let's
pretty sure this
go.
this goes on all week, all month, or anything like that. And at $1,000, my wife will be waxing my arms and my legs.
You wild man.
I am a wild man. Also, I have an undisclosed amount that I have set that no one is going to know. But if we hit that number, the beard is coming off.
I was questioning it while you were talking. I said, I wonder if
The,
this man would be bold enough to cut
the
off the
beard,
beard. I'll tell
the,
you.
the beard is coming off, and I will go. No longer will I be Bearded Legend Gaming. I will be Babyface Legend until
Babyface
my beard
legend.
until my beard grows back.
I kind of like the sound of it though. Babyface legend is nice. You know what I mean? That's actually pretty nice.
Nee, welcome in. How are we doing?
Yeah,
Happy
that's my
Sunday to
guy.
you.
My man Keith Antony across the pond from across the pond in the
Across the
UK.
pond.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's amazing. He's such a great person, such a great friend. We've known each other for a while now. He is a beautiful member of the pacemakers community. He's one of a kind.
Nice. Yes. And big shout out to the pacemakers, man. Your community
Hey,
is
let's go.
it's a vibe, man. It is a whole vibe. I love coming in there.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's like a giant, just room of people of all walks of life that are all positive, high spirited, warm, welcoming, loving, caring, and especially a little bit trolly.
That's the beauty about streaming, man. Like if your community cannot troll you while you're streaming, what are you really doing?
What are you even doing? You know, you need to have
You're-
fun. You need to troll and get trolled. It's just a part of
Man,
what it is.
look, the my last stream, it was Wednesday, and I put these sound alerts on, and I had stuff like Jet 2 Holiday. What's up, Shake? Welcome
I
in.
love Shaky.
How we doing,
Oh.
Shake?
That's my girl. She is such an amazing person. I love Shake.
Oh,
My little Shake the Steak
that is great.
on Twitch. But if you're looking at her on YouTube, it's Shake the Sus.
Shake this. Oh yeah, I've seen her all the time in SB's.
Yeah, she's amazing. We love our Shaky.
But
One of
yeah,
a kind.
so Wednesday, I had added some sound alerts from Blurp, and it was like Jet 2 Holiday and a bunch of horror stuff, and
Hilarious.
I forgot to change the channel point redemptions on there, so all of them were one, and my chat was just spamming them, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yep. Yeah, you got to make sure if they ain't on cooldowns, they're gonna go hard.
But the thing was, it was so funny because I couldn't help but laugh when I did it.
Of course,
Because
especially
it was
that
just
Jet
like,
2 Holiday.
man,
Where
that
did
one
that
got
come from?
used.
You know what I
have
mean?
no
Like,
idea.
it just was a sound on TikTok and IG
Yep.
that went viral, and it's all over the wildest video.
All over the place, and I'm like, what is happening? Yo,
Absolutely. Book your Jet 2 holiday today.
and I'm like, what is going on,
Wild
man?
Shake. What's good, Juicy? Avion, let's go,
What's
baby.
good?
Oh,
Welcome
let's
in,
go. We out here. Turn me up.
guys.
What a vibe. What a vibe.
Yes, we appreciate y'all coming through on
Truly.
this Sunday.
Especially because of such a special event, Pancreas Project. So passionate about it, and to spread awareness and come together for such a great cause is amazing.
Yes.
Shout out to
JT
everyone.
Holiday is a popular UK airline. Oh,
that makes sense. Book your Jet 2 holiday.
And the fact that they do it on like the most random clips
Everything.
of people like falling, it's the
falling
funniest
down.
thing ever.
Pop! I saw a man on like a ATV popping a wheelie down the street. That man just boom took a dig, and next thing you know, that's when it came out. It was hilarious. Avion, let's go, baby. We were talking about Avion earlier. My God,
Avion, next time we got to get you. We got to get you on back on because you've been on here before, but this time it's gonna be diabetical wise.
Well, next time with him, it can be diabetic wise too.
Yep, exactly. See, there you go.
It's a beautiful cause, baby. Let's go,
But
Juicy.
welcome in everybody. Happy Sunday. I know y'all could probably be taking a nap right now, but hey, y'all chose to be here and we definitely
Hmm.
appreciate it.
Definitely.
Definitely
Much love
appreciate it.
to everyone being here right now. It truly is special.
Um, so real quick, before we get into our questions, our topics today, um, again, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube or the Twitch channel, make sure you
Let's
drop us
go.
a follow.
Let's
We
go,
go
baby.
live. We go live every Sunday around 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I know next week we're going to be off because I have something I need to take care of. Now, if Initial decides he wants to do it, hey, he can do it. So yeah, that's all we got, and we are about to get into these questions. Again, we are talking about type 1 diabetes awareness and research.
Hmm.
You know, Matty here is type 1 diabetic, and I can't even remember how it came about that we found out that we were both diabetic.
Oh man,
I can't remember. I
it's
just
crazy.
I remember we were in a stream and we were talking about it. Somebody mentioned it, and I said diabetes, and I think you had said something to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm type 1. Are you type
Yeah.
1?"
Yep.
It just went from there.
Just like that. It just was right place, right time. It was so funny. Yeah, I remember this stream too. Type 1
So,
diabetes.
gotta love it. Got to love it.
The small
So
world.
our first question, and this is to both of us, is not just me interviewing Maddie. So first question: what was your weight? I have diabetes moment like?
Oh, it was when for me, you want me to answer first or would you like
Yeah,
to
yeah.
answer
You
first?
can go ahead. You can look. You can tell your whole story.
Oh Lord. Well, I'm gonna keep it quick. So I've been diabetic now for about 32 years of my life.
Okay.
I got it when I was real little and I threw an absolute tantrum, which I never really did. I was kind of how you know me now as a very happy-go-lucky person. Same as
Mm-hmm.
a little kid, didn't cause too much craziness, didn't yell, scream, act out of pocket. But one day I did at my uncle's, and they were like, my mom was like, something's not right. Like he's never been like this. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
rare. We need to take him to the doctor or the hospital or something. So they did, and come to find out, they were like, you might want to pack your bags. You're gonna be here for a few days. Um, and that's kind of how they found out. And then my real moment was, I would imagine, shortly after that, not being having to have my parents stick needles into me. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Oh, pricking my finger, not being able to eat the same things as I could have. So those were probably my aha moments. Was just, you can't eat that anymore. You can't drink that.
Dude,
You know.
that's a struggle, man. It was an absolute struggle, especially when I found out. So everybody's heard my story for the most part, but I don't mind telling it again because it's part of me. It's part of
Yeah.
who I am.
Tell it.
But me and diabetes have been roommates for 7 years now. Oh, well, over 7 years now. And I found out I was at work one day. I just wasn't feeling well. No, I take that back. I'm sorry. The week before I found out, I was just feeling all kind of weird, what we call the 4 T's. I was going to the bathroom a lot. I was thirsty a
Mhm.
lot. I was very tired. And I lost a lot of weight. I lost like 21 pounds when I
Which is
found out.
crazy.
Absolutely crazy, insane. And so one day I had went one weekend I went to visit some friends out of town. I came back and I went to use the bathroom, and all of a sudden I just dropped.
Mhm.
Like I didn't pass out. Like I saw the whole thing happen, but I didn't think anything of it. But during that drop, like my knee went one way, my body went the other way, and I thought I broke my kneecap. And I was
Mm.
like, well, I'm gonna go to the doctor and just see what's on the up and up. And that's when I found out I lost 21 pounds. They told me I had diabetes, but they didn't know what it was because I went to this clinic. And
Okay.
clinics really never know sometimes until the
Yeah, they're
lab
like, we're
results
gonna
come back.
send you to a specialist. This is
And
not a
so,
regular cut that we see.
right. And so, I went to work and all that stuff. And then the day that changed my entire life, I ended up in ICU for like a whole week because I went
Yep.
DKA.
Ooh,
And if it would have been any minute later, I would have been in a coma, or like the doctor told me and my family was like, he probably would not be here right now. So
I just got
uh
chills. I just got chills from you
man.
saying that. It's crazy how that can really happen.
hmm
Nuts.
and it can happen to anybody. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
really
crazy
can.
part. Because there's a lot of, and I mean, I'm sure we're gonna get into this later on, but there's a lot of
Okay.
people that think you can get it when you're a kid, but obviously it can happen to
It
anybody.
can. Yes, of course.
Um, yo, Kay, what's good,
What up,
Kay?
K
Welcome
Monster?
in.
My little K
Welcome,
slay all day, baby. Let's go.
welcome in. How is everybody doing?
All
Yo,
right,
Carlos
Avion,
on
I
the other
got chills.
end,
Avion's like, "Hey, I got chills. I got chills too, man. I got
dude.
chills. Right when you
And
were speaking, it just it's like something
yeah,
inside of me just moved, man. Whatever you said, how you said it, just
yeah,
crazy.
and I mean, Avion, and the crazy thing is, like, I've told this story for the past 7 years every time I do a charity event, and every time I feel like the story gets crazier and crazier, and just gives chills to everybody.
It's
Even
true.
the video that I made back in February, like, to this day, everybody that has still heard this story, they still get invested in the story
Of course.
because it's something that a lot of people don't really recognize. They don't really realize it. And so it's all about educating yourself on this. So um
Which is beautiful. Yeah, which is why I love that you do it because it's just incredible.
yes.
You use your platform for so much good and raising awareness, and it's just amazing. I'm so grateful to be a part of it today. I really am. I've been looking forward to this
Yes.
so much.
Carlos, what's good, brother? Welcome
Carlos, welcome
in.
in.
Carlos is one of our A1s, our day ones.
Let's go, Carlos.
So I've been hearing it for like 4 years, still captivating. I look, man. And I'm gonna
It's
update it
true.
every year. I'm updating it every year. It's gonna be this. Look, it's gonna be the same exact story. I'm just gonna tell y'all like the updates from the doctor visits.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
oh my goodness. It's amazing what you do with it, man. Avion, look, y'all know me. I stay truly blessed, and if God gives me a platform to do what I got to do, then I'm doing what I got to do. Like,
I know
who am
this is a
I to
little
fool his plans?
I know it's a little off the cuff of a question, but it just popped in my head and I'd like to ask
Yeah,
you if you don't mind.
go for it.
Now that you are expecting your first child, how has or have you had thoughts of if is my child going to be diabetic just because of I have
The
diabetes?
hereditary,
Has
yeah.
have those things been running through your mind at all?
It has a couple times, and at one point it does scare me a little bit, but on the other side of it, I'm like, Daddy got it.
Mhm.
I know what to do.
Yep.
So yeah, in the case that Baby Bearded has it,
Baby bearded.
we we know what to do. So
That's the real baby face bearded.
that's the right. Right. Um,
That's great though, because I don't have any children. Not currently. Maybe at one point we may get blessed, but that definitely runs through my mind as well, and it hasn't happened. But we'll
yeah,
see.
definitely.
I'm
Also,
interested.
guys, yeah. Yeah, if y'all have any questions, y'all put them in the chat. I did have a section for the Q&A, but look, we could talk about this throughout the whole thing.
Mm,
Like, I like the conversation. I like the engagement with y'all.
definitely.
But did it take you a while to get adjusted to the lifestyle changes? Maddie, you want to take this one first?
Sure. For me, it did because so Bearded has had type 1 diabetes, as he said, for 7 years. I had it so young that, it's almost like I don't remember life without having diabetes. So for me, it was a major adjustment because I had to learn what I can and can't do, what I can and can't eat, how
Mm-hmm.
often I have to eat. I went through so many moments of not wanting to eat and things as well, and here it is. I got a low blood sugar. So now I have to, eat some crackers, drink some juice. And it's just, man, it was definitely for me one of those moments where I would get mad sometimes and, why do I
Yeah.
have diabetes? Why is this happening? And bless my parents for guiding me through that, and also my team of
Mm-hmm.
doctors we had at Mass General Children's Hospital in Boston. They Dr. Marianne Quinn, she did an incredible job teaching my parents, which then also relating to me as a little man, and they as a team made it so my lifestyle changes, as you asked, weren't as difficult as they could be if
Mm-hmm.
you had parents that weren't willing to come together. There's a lot of marital issues. My parents went through it. They divorced 2 years after I got diabetes. So they still had to communicate, work with each other. And there was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of tension there. So it was like adjusting to the lifestyle changes definitely was interesting, but we made it through.
Yeah, most definitely. For me, excuse me. Yeah, it did take a lot of adjusting because when I found out that I was diabetic, I was working in the car business, so we work long hours, and it excuse me. Oh, the water trying to take me out. Oh, water trying to take me out. But like I would always eat fast food, and so
Just on the go,
and
accessibility.
yep, I always had fast food. I always ate like snacks like oatmeal pies, gummy
Oh,
bears, because gummy bears and gummy worms like my favorite snack.
mm-hmm.
And so when they told me you had to change your lifestyle, change how you eat and stuff like that, I was like, crap, can't have no more milkshakes.
I
Ah.
can't have no more milkshakes.
So but like one thing that I did change, because I used to eat 3 times a day, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Then
Yeah.
I kind of stopped. Like I would just eat lunch and dinner, and skip breakfast, and because
Agree.
for me that kind of helped me out a little bit. Like, all right, what am I eating? How many carbs am I eating?
Oh
What's
yeah.
my bolus gonna be? All that
Mhm.
good stuff. So,
Insulin to
um,
carb ratio, all that stuff.
man, bro,
You look at food different. You look at food
you
way different.
do, you really do,
You
you
can't
really
just
do.
look at it like you look at you tell me if you do the same thing where you look at a burger or a bagel or something, and you
Mm-hmm.
don't see the burger or the bagel, you see this is going to be like 45 grams of carbs.
Yeah,
I look
yes,
at food like that. I'm like, this is going to be X amount of carbs.
exactly, and like,
Slushy machine.
this guy, I
Avion, I love
swear,
it.
I swear.
It sounds like for you it was a lot more difficult in a way than me, because getting it so later in life where you've already,
Mm.
like I said, I don't remember not having diabetes. You lived that first leg of your life without it being able to do what you were doing. So I
Mm-hmm.
imagine your adjustments were much more difficult and challenging than like mine were.
Yeah, they really were. They really were, and I
Axe
just,
juice.
it's just one of those things where it's always good to have that support system.
Hmm.
Like for me, when I was in ICU, my parents were there, my godmother was there, but my godmother and my mom were the ones that were really heavy on it. I'm not saying my dad didn't care, but my mother's instinct kicks in,
Yep, of
and that's
course.
basically what it was. Um and like when I first got put on the pump and the Dexcom and all that good stuff,
Mhm.
I shared my data with my mom and my godmother, and anytime something happened, if it went too low, I was getting a text message or a phone call. When it went
Yeah.
too high, I was getting a text message or a phone call. And it got to the point like I was getting so aggravated with it because I'm like, y'all, I see it. I got this. Let
Yeah.
me work. Let me cook, but
Hmm.
I definitely appreciate it because they stayed on top of it,
Yeah.
because they were concerned because they've never experienced diabetes before. Neither one of my parents are diabetic. I think my grandparents may have been diabetic, but I wasn't sure if they were one or two or not. But
Hmm.
somewhere down the line, it ran in the family. So,
Yeah. They say it usually skips a generation a
mhm.
lot of times.
So in that case, I hope it skips my generation.
Yeah, right. Skips that generation real good. Baby face beard, baby face legend gonna be straight, you know. But
I
it's true.
literally read every label. It
Yeah. You'll never stop.
Avion, yeah,
You ain't
we're
never
gonna
gonna
talk
stop.
about that. We're gonna talk
Yeah,
about that
for
for
sure, for
sure.
sure. Cause I'll tell you, it's man, you grow up looking at food different. I wanted to ask you, so when you became type 1 diabetic and now your family is, watching out as they were for you, did you
Mhm.
notice that the people around you started to change their habits, their eating habits and things like that to kind of go along and help you throughout it? Or was it like they kept doing what they were doing and now you're on this different road? How
Oh
did
no,
that?
they kept doing what they were doing, but one
Okay.
thing, especially with my mom, the only thing that I would eat was anything baked or grilled. I could not do like I just got to the point like a couple years ago where I could go back to eating fast food because now
Okay.
I know that I can carb count and bolus however much insulin I need for it.
Yep.
But it was always baked chicken or fish, grilled chicken, um, salads,
Uh-huh.
sandwiches. That was pretty much my whole diet. Like I wouldn't eat anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Um, anything anytime somebody we went to like a cookout or something, somebody had like a cake and I was like,
Dang.
bruh.
Yeah, you like,
And
dang.
then they'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I forgot you were that." I was like, "It's fine, I'm good. You ain't got to
Yeah.
worry about me. Y'all do y'all thing."
It's all funny how over apologetic people can be sometimes because they be like, "Oh, I crossed the line. I can't believe I said that." It's like, no, it's good. Trust me, you good.
Like that's the thing, man. You
But
gotta,
they care. So it's like,
yep,
on the other side of that coin, it's just great to see that people do genuinely care and pay attention.
right.
It's
It
beautiful.
look, and then that's why I like to joke around with it. What's the point of being serious and
Of
depressed about
course.
it?
Of
Gotta have fun
course.
with it. So you both had it for a while. Do you still have complications from it, or have the changes kept them at minimum? Oh, no, I hadn't really had any complications from it. Me, my endocrinology was like, make sure that you do your yearly eye exam and go to the
Definitely.
dentist and all that, and just make sure that you're staying on top of things. But other than that, I really didn't have any complications from it. Like nothing that made me go back to the hospital. So,
For me personally, I haven't had any complications that have led me back to the hospital, but I do on occasion have some scares with some wildly low blood sugars. They plummet
mhm.
for some reason, and it usually would be at nighttime if one of these moments does happen, which every once in a great while. And it's the weirdest thing because I don't do anything different, like regular delivery for dinner, whatever I had, whatever. Come out of the shower, all of a sudden I'm feeling very low,
Mhm.
starting to feel like, when you hit that point where you're low, but you'll be good for a little while. So you can be about, you don't have to go
Yeah.
get any carry yet. But then it immediately drops to now I'm feeling sweaty, hard to
Mhm.
focus, starting to feel my eyes tingle a little bit. And I'll eat crackers and juice and I've had moments where I've dogged like three or four juice boxes and had a couple packs of crackers, and the sugar just doesn't come up even after waiting an hour and a half. And for those that are non-diabetic and don't know much about it, so how your body registers food and drinks, it will naturally bring your blood sugar up if you have something
Mhm.
with carbohydrates or sugar. So for a diabetic to have, juice and crackers, you should start to see your levels raise within the first 10 to 15 to 20 minutes for sure.
Yep.
Usually by a half hour, you're more than good. You should be, anyways. But in those cases that I'm talking about, those scary moments, those are the closest complications that I've had, and they still happen from time to time. And I've asked my doctor, you can't explain it. It's like there's almost no answer for it.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. So sometimes I feel like my body still produces insulin silently every now and again, like a little sputter comes out. Call me crazy, but it's like it just doesn't make sense. But that for me is as close to complications that I still have from diabetes.
Yeah. When I first got diagnosed, I had a lot of lows. Only because they had me on metformin starting off.
Oh yeah, okay.
But that was before I went to my endocrinologist. Like the
Mm,
clinic, they put me on metformin. It was like 1,000 milligrams, and they was like, um, take one right before you go to bed, and like it just had me low all the time,
yeah, waking
and
up low is crazy.
it is because I mean you're not shaking, but you can feel it
Feel it, especially
like
in your
that.
mouth. Your saliva
Yeah.
tastes different.
Mm-hmm.
How about
You
you
could.
getting woken up in the middle of the night is crazy sometimes. You be
Yep.
sweating. You look like you just got out of a swimming pool sometimes. You get up out of your bed, you're sweating head to toe. The body's
It's
just in default mode.
mm-hmm.
It's
It
crazy.
is definitely crazy. But
Mm,
now when I weaned myself off of it, because when I went to my first appointment, my endocrinologist, he was asking me what kind of medicine I was taking. I told him, well, they gave me metformin. He was like, why they give you that? You shouldn't be on that right now. And
mm.
so I was like, oh, well, say less.
Yeah.
I stopped taking it. So
Endocrinologists know. They
so
know.
I stopped taking it. Now I'm more on the high side than I am anything else. Like if I go low, it's only because I'm out in the yard working or I'm working out or something like that. So
Yep.
that's the
Yep.
only time. Or I just don't eat
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes your mind goes somewhere else and you're busy with work and you're like, oh crap, I forgot to eat. Why am I feeling like this?
Yep, yep. Can't
So
get the chocolate already, baby. You know what I mean?
it
Listen, it happens, Diabetics
does.
are human like anyone else. Sometimes certain things escape our mind as well. But no
Yes,
matter how
yes.
experienced you are, I don't think you'll ever outrun highs or lows.
Not at
It's
all.
one of those things. But if you can moderate it, you can be consistently pretty good, then you don't have much to worry about if you take care of yourself, right?
Yep,
Healthy habits,
exactly.
healthy life. That's it.
Yep, health is wealth.
Mm-hmm.
2025. All right, so
Facts.
we've kind of talked about this a little bit, which perfectly segues into the next question.
Mhm.
What's one part of managing diabetes that still drives you nuts?
Do you want to take that one? I knew this.
Look, the one thing that drives me nuts is when I'm eating. After I eat, obviously your sugar raises, right? So for instance, before we got on this podcast, my sugar was at like 108, and I felt it coming
Mhm.
that my sugar was gonna drop. So I ended up getting like 2 graham crackers. No, I take that back. Four.
Mm.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yep, happens.
I'm like, bro, I barely had anything, and
Yep.
my sugar just shot up. And I'm
Skirt.
like, this sucks.
Right?
It
I
sucks
feel
so
that.
bad. But I mean, like my highs, they don't feel any different than my lows do. But
Really?
that's the one part that
That is K.
but that's the one part that drives me nuts. It's like I could barely eat something to get my sugar back up, or I can drink something and it just skyrockets that
Yep.
fast.
Yep.
And so, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. I'd say I'm right there with you. Those moments right there drive me bananas, especially like you wake up, great blood sugar. Like this for
Mhm.
me, it drives me nuts. Is no matter how long you've had it, no matter how experienced you think you are with it, no matter how good you are with it, you still can't manage the highs and the lows all the time. And I'll have
Mhm.
moments, man, where I wake up and I go to the gym, my sugar's around 120 when I wake up or so, let's say 115. Most people, they go to the gym, they exercise, their blood sugar gets low.
Mhm.
I have just water. I have my pre-workout, which has no carbs, no sugar, and I go to the gym. I'll work out. If I come home after a workout, most times my sugar spikes and goes higher for some weird reason.
Hmm.
No stop delivery, no temporary basal rate, nothing. And that drives me crazy because I can't explain that. It makes zero sense.
I'm glad you said that about the stop delivery because that's been happening to me a lot lately, and I'm like,
Stop deliveries.
I'm about to rip this pump off and throw it across the yard. Get
Yeah.
mad because
And
it's
it's
like,
is it in your settings of the Omnipod that you have that it will cut
yeah.
off?
Well, it'll So what it does is like right now. Let me pull it back up.
Because I
So
got
right
the old school
now,
still.
yeah, right now it's in automated mode. So it's gonna give me whatever I need.
To bring
Like
you back down.
right. But like there are some times where it'll give me an alert that says that the insulin stop delivery, check your blood sugar, or it stopped because your site needs to be clean.
Mm,
And that's the common one for me because I do put my pump in the same spots every so often. Like I try to rotate them around.
yeah.
So, I'll put them on my arms, I'll put them on the back of my arms, um, on my stomach. I just got to the point where I started putting them on my leg,
Okay.
like on my upper thigh.
Yeah.
But like for doing it on my stomach and my arms all the time, I always get that alert and it drives me up the wall.
Mm.
Like last week, it did it and it would not connect back. So I was like,
Oh man.
I'm about to waste a pump
Yeah.
for this mess.
I got insurance. Don't make me use this insurance.
Look, please don't, because that's a
Yeah.
whole nother topic in itself.
I'm tired of the sidebar about managing diabetes. I say just one thing that comes along with it is always needing to have supplies, always needing to know that if you go somewhere, you need to pack insulin and
Mm-hmm.
sites and alcohol swabs and all this. And it's like you can't ever just pick up and travel across the world. Like you need to have your stuff with you. And that to me is
Right.
such an irritating thing because I'm tired of needles. I said a couple times this past week when I got a low blood sugar, I was like, I'm just so tired of diabetes, dog. Just so
Yeah.
tired of having diabetes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
man,
like
bro.
not to sulk, just I needed to let it out. I just was by myself. I was like, I'm so tired of this. And then I just went
It's
on
a
to have like
man.
juice and crackers. I was just like, this is crazy.
It's
I
like
hate
you
the
have a
needles
second
now.
job.
Hey, Miss Yams.
What's up, Yams? How we doing, sis? But you're right though, because it's almost like diabetes is a second job.
Yeah, like you
It is
don't
a second
have
job.
to think about what you got to do when you don't
Mm-hmm.
have something like diabetes, right? You can just
Yeah,
go about your day, go about your life. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You don't have to eat for days on end if you don't want to. You don't got to test your sugar. You can pick up and leave and go to France for 2 weeks if you want. We can't
and
do
the
that.
time of your life.
Yeah, we can't do that. So legitimately almost every move has to be somewhat calculated and
Mm-hmm.
accounted for and planned for. So you always got to be
And
on your
you
just
know, it's funny that you say something about non-diabetics going to Paris. I just learned today that as a diabetic, you can actually pre-board a plane.
as diabetic.
Because it's considered a disability.
Wow.
I learned that on TikTok. I was like, what? I'm gonna have to try this.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
gonna
know
have to try
that.
this.
You just gave me some game.
Man, look.
Thank you.
Look. I'm gonna make sure I do a
Skating.
video. I'm gonna make sure I do a video and
Yeah, okay.
make sure.
Yeah, technically it is considered a disability.
Yes.
It's just not what you would think when you think of the word disability.
Right, right. Because I mean, us diabetics, we call it the invisible disability because it's something that you don't see on the
Yeah,
outside.
and it
The only
comes
way
for
you're gonna
anyone.
know, yeah, the only way you're gonna know is if you see the pump.
Yep,
That's
and
the
it
only
comes
way you're
for
gonna know.
anyone, baby. It comes for, and no matter where you're from, who you are, what job you do, how much money you got, it's like cancer. It will come for you. It'll come for
Mm-hmm.
anybody. There is no biases when it comes to that.
Yep.
Crazy.
So, Carlos, question for you both:
Let's go,
have you
Carlos.
had to deal with people that don't believe you have diabetes? I honestly have not met anyone like that yet.
No, um I get the question. Like, I've gotten the questioning of it. Like, you're really diabetic? You're not diabetic. But it's like, nah, for real. Like, I have look at the pump. They're like, oh wow, I thought you were just joking. I'm like, who would joke about that? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
But then
mean,
again, I
yeah.
can understand it. Lighten the mood maybe or something. But
Mm-hmm.
nah, me personally, I haven't had to deal with people that don't believe I have diabetes.
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, if you look at both of us, we look healthy as knots. So,
Yeah.
and that's what it really got when I first got diagnosed. That's how it was with people from my church and my friends and things like that. It was like you're active. Like, how do you have diabetes?
Mm-hmm.
It
It's
just
a
it
cellular.
happens.
It's a organ thing. It's a cellular thing. It's crazy, but yeah, it's
Mm,
true. It's so wild. No matter how. I mean, obviously, healthy life is a better life for sure. But it can come for anybody. I mean, there's people that can you can weigh over 500 pounds and not be diabetic and be straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. You could be the fittest person in the world and have diabetes. It's just it's
yeah,
wild. There's no explaining it.
y'all need to get on Polo because he cheats on his diet all the time, but he has type 2.
Ah.
Look, Yams, don't make me call him while we live now.
Nah, don't make me FaceTime him. You know what I'm saying? FaceTime him right now, put him on blast. I know he's listening. I know somewhere Polo's always lurking. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Hey, best part about that though, you could always try to be like, Polo, just think about it. Every unhealthy snack, every unhealthy thing that you're doing is potentially taking years off your life and away from the people you love.
That is
And
true.
I know it's a real drastic thing to say, but sometimes it's one of those things that's like that could get somebody on track real good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Not Carlos saying do it. That's funny.
Got you, Carlos.
All right. So our next question is: has living with T1D changed how you live your life? Oh, hmm. Has it changed how you live your life?
I love it.
We actually talked about this a little bit earlier.
Yep.
Honestly, at first it did, and um when I say it changed it a little bit, it just changed how I ate pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, as far as what I did, as far as hanging out with friends or going to the gym or anything like that. No, it really didn't change anything like that. It mostly just changed my eating habits.
Mm. It changed how I looked at life a lot.
Yeah,
It changed
yeah.
how I looked at life, how just from how I looked at food, how I looked at drinks and all that stuff. Um, I just changed my life from a perspective standpoint, And
Mm-hmm.
I think I honestly, even at a young age, and this is crazy to say, but at a young age, I think you feel things, you acknowledge things. You may not have the brain yet to identify it until you're
Mm-hmm.
older, but even at that time, I just felt grateful to have it in a sense because I could show other people and teach other people about it,
Yeah.
and make it a little bit more normalized
Mm-hmm.
because at the time in my school and stuff, there was not many diabetics. I was probably one of who knows, maybe two, one of three sometimes until I got to high school. And then, the older we get, the more diabetes has grown in the country and just in the world. But at that time, it was just teaching me, I guess, a different way to look at life.
Yeah, yes, most definitely. And just like you said, wanting to educate people, I think that's another thing of, how T1D has changed my life, because obviously I want everyone to know what we go through,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot that we go through that nobody knows.
Oh,
And
all in here too. Like,
yeah,
man,
most definitely. And so, that's why I've always prided myself on being more involved, especially in my chapter here. You know, I do most of the walks here. We just had an event a couple weekends ago. We went to a baseball game. One of the kids actually went to Congress for the summit.
let's
Was
go.
was represented at the summit, and he actually threw out the first pitch at the baseball game this past weekend. So doing that and being involved in the Breakthrough T1D community, where we do all the charities and just volunteering at different charity events, that it's just, to me, that just speaks more volumes than just sitting there telling somebody about it, because
Definitely.
they actively see you being active in the community and trying to help others and educate others about it.
Mm-hmm.
I always have to joke because I talk about it so much on my chat. When I go into somebody else's chat, they're always like, and this is Bearded Legend. Whenever you go to his channel, he always talks about type 1 diabetes. He will type 1 diabetes you to death, but at least you will know about it. And it's so funny, but but it's
Fact,
the
juice.
truth.
It is true.
It
And
is the
it's,
truth.
it's cool. It's cool. Like Juicy said, bringing awareness is dope because you never know who does need to hear it. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times it's not even a matter of the person maybe listening. It could be someone that they know that got impacted by diabetes, someone close to
Yes.
them. So now they
Yeah.
have an outlet where they can kind of get a better understanding and go
Exactly.
to the source and be like, yo, you know what I mean? I got this question. Like, how should I handle this? Or, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Yep.
love, I love that.
Let's see. Juicy also
It's
said,
okay.
do y'all ever feel yourself slipping into just eating anything? Oh
I
yeah.
mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a common misconception too
Mm-hmm.
that diabetics are not allowed to eat certain things. I think it's obviously permitted that you probably should stay away from certain things like
Right.
donuts and cakes and cupcakes and things, but you can still eat those things, especially if you have an insulin pump and it's not going to affect you as much, I guess you should say. But
Yeah.
I feel like myself, I have moments where I do slip to have, that sweet treat every now and again or something like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Or like Kay said, in moderation,
Yeah.
because some
Portions
some
are
people think
everything.
like a chocolate chip has like 1,000 grams of sugar, but like when you look at it, like a chocolate chip or like Lindt chocolates or something, you have to eat a good amount of them in order to get like a lot of sugar out of them. So I don't know. Yes, Miss
It's a-
Yams. If you tell us the portions of how many marshmallows you put in that, yeah, we might be able to assess it a little bit.
and so,
Some
that's the thing is, Miss Yams, sweet potatoes are like my favorite. Like sweet
mm,
potato yams and sweet potato, like mashed sweet potatoes. Oh my gosh, those are
facts
my
juice,
favorite. But like, I always get a small portion of it because I know how it's gonna be.
of
Because when I
course.
make ours, I put cinnamon and sugar and stuff in it, and so
Scoop.
yep, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yep. I
Having
love
different
mashed sweet
forms to bring
potatoes.
information to people is amazing. Yes, yes, yeah, I definitely agree with that, Juicy.
I
Definitely
think
agree.
it's the best because especially on on a platform such as Twitch, because I think a majority of people that aren't on Twitch, if they've only heard about it, they think that it's just people watching people play video games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the common that's how people view it that don't know about Twitch. And then they can come on and be like, wow, these guys are talking about type 1 diabetes. I thought that I'd be watching them play a video game right now. This is actually interesting. I kind of like
Yeah.
this.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So these online platforms really do allow us to reach more people
Yeah.
with a positive message.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and that's the one. That's the main reason we decided to do this podcast, because it's all about positivity. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we don't need that negativity around here, around these
Yeah.
parts.
Nah, take that with your ass somewhere else. We don't need that. Miss Yan says no malos. Does definitely. She said definitely sugar, brown sugar, and cinnamon. Miss Yams, you
Yep.
are the brown sugar. You know what I'm saying?
You want some brown
Ew, I
sugar?
heard the yams are a little sweeter in Yams' kitchen just because of that. You know what I'm saying? She on that sweetie. Watch out.
That's
Hold
hilarious.
on, wait a minute. When did you get here? This is crazy.
He sneaks in.
I'm
That's
telling you, he's
Polo.
always listening.
That he is
Okay,
always in the
facts.
cut.
That's a fact, Kate. Treatments have come a long way. A
Mm-hmm.
long way. I mean, I used to have sheesh, I went through like almost generation one style pumps up until now, where you have the Omnipod, you have other pumps that are almost like you can load them up with glucose, which is
Mm-hmm.
sugar. Anyone that doesn't know that, glucose is just like liquid sugar. And then insulin in the same realm. And this pump actually will get to know, like an algorithm, it'll get to know your body, your eating habits. And all
Mm-hmm.
you got to do at first is select how big of a meal you're eating at what time. And then then it will adapt, and you don't even have to really do it manually at one point. So they're getting
Right.
real crafty with these insulin pumps and different ways to monitor it.
Yes. So let me ask you this, because I forgot to ask earlier. What was your A1C when you found out you were diabetic?
That's a good question. Honestly, I don't remember because I was so little. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure my mom would probably recommend that. Would know, but I'd probably say, if I had to guess, it was upwards of a little over 8. I would imagine. You know, it
Okay.
had to have been in the 8s. I don't think it was, maybe not too crazy beyond that.
Yeah.
How about you?
Mine was 12.
12. So you know what?
Mhm.
I should probably text. I'm gonna text my mom. Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
more. How did you tell us a little bit more about that? Well, I text my mom real quick.
Yeah. So when I went in when I was in ICU and they got me in for DKA and everything. Matter of fact, so DKA stands for diabetic ketoacidosis.
Mm,
Basically, there are ketones in your body that can get in your bloodstream or your urine, and they are basically they're made poisonous. So the more ketones that you get in your body that are poisonous, the closer you become comatose, pretty
mm.
much. So yeah, when I went in for ICU and they got all that taken care of, they told me that my A1C was 12. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm sorry. When I went to my endocrinologist the first time, he told me that my A1C was 12. And so we were asking all the questions about, how to get on the insulin pump and everything. He was like, well, we need to get you down to about 7. So that's when I really started hitting it heavy, eating 2 meals a day and,
Hmm.
checking my sugar. I think I
Multiple
checked.
times a day.
Yeah, I
Probably
checked
like
my sugar
at
like
least 6, I would
6.
imagine.
Yeah, at least 6.
I'm still on that
Um,
because, you know me, I don't have the Libre yet, or
mhm.
anything like that. So I'm still doing a lot of finger sticks until, the
Yeah.
next couple months, where I can transition to the Omni, like yourself and the
Yeah, for
Dexcom.
sure. Yeah. But after that 3 months, I got it down to 7. I got on the pump, and
Mm,
then the next visit, and this is always a feel good story for me when I tell this part.
let's go.
Um, the next visit I went in, and doctor looks at me and he was like, "Your A1C is like 4.9 right now."
Never in my life, not
I
yet.
was like, "Huh?"
Yeah, that's
It's like,
crazy.
geez. I was like, okay, I see I'm doing some kind of work. And then, you change jobs and the insurance is a whole lot different. And now I'm back up to like 6. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not bad, but could be better.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you said, the insurance is, man. Mm-mm. It's a wild world we live in. That's all I can
Hey,
say.
man,
It's a wild world we live in. That's all I can
like I
say.
said, that is a whole nother topic in itself.
Yeah, you go in on that one night. Be a Toxic Tuesday
Oh my
T1D.
god. We would
That'd be
have so many
crazy.
people. That'd be funny though.
Hmm.
Those fluctuations have to be annoying though. It was because I was so excited that my A1C was that low, and then for it to go back high. Because actually I went from 4.9, and then when my insurance wouldn't cover everything, like I had to go back to my normal finger prick and stuff. And then I think it went up to 8 after that
Hmm.
part, and now I'm back down to like 6.
Which is
So yeah,
great.
the fluctuations are annoying just because like you have to work so much harder to get it back down, and but it can be tiring. But if you once you get it back down to where you want it to be, then it's smooth sailing after that. So
I feel that. Highs
um
and lows, man. Highs and lows are uncomfortable.
man, and
Those
see that.
fluctuations are the worst. A1Cs
Mhm.
you don't really notice. I don't
Yeah.
think body wise you won't notice too much, but fluctuations of blood sugars from low to high, you'll definitely notice
Mhm.
that. I've had
Yep.
days where I've just felt I didn't stream, I didn't do anything because it was just whoop whoop whoop, and it's like the high
The
energy and all those
Yep.
things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is like you can't be energetic when your blood sugars went from 42 to 220. Like you just can't do it.
You're right. Right.
Yeah.
All right, so before we segue into this last piece of the episode, guys, if y'all are new to the channel, make sure that y'all hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube, hit that follow button if you're on Twitch. We definitely appreciate you guys' support. And this episode,
Definitely.
this is one that has been on our minds for months,
Been talking about this for a hot minute.
for a hot minute. So definitely, again, we definitely appreciate you guys' love and support.
It's been an honor.
So the next question, and we've been talking about this already. What is the biggest myth you've heard about T1D?
Me personally, is that if you eat sugar, that you're gonna die. Like, if
That's
you
coming
have
from the old
sugar,
folks.
you gonna die.
That
Like you
is coming
can't
from
have
the old
nothing.
folks.
People that don't know about diabetes saying you can't eat that, you can't drink that. I'm like, excuse me? Like, no, that's
Right.
to me the biggest myth is the one I wanted to say earlier, but it was if you have sugar that you can't eat sugar, that diabetics cannot eat sugar. That's probably the biggest myth that I
Mhm.
personally have heard about type 1 diabetes from my own experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about you?
For me, it would definitely be, you can't eat that. Like diabetics can't eat what they
Right.
want. And I'm like,
Thanks,
joke's
Carlos.
on you, buddy. um,
Actually, rips open the
um,
chocolate.
right. And just
I'm gonna be here 2 hours from now. Watch.
and the other one was that you only get diabetes when you're a kid. And
That
that
you know
that
what? Now you say that, that's a really good one too.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one, and I tell like people all the time, I was like, no, that's not true because I got it when I was 31. They was like, well,
Or they
have you
think you're
always
born
had
with
it?
it.
Yeah. It's like, have you always had it? Not to my knowledge. I ate all the candy in the world. It just kind of manifested itself.
Those oatmeal cream
Yeah.
pies caught up.
Man, they caught up quick. And so yeah, now let me ask you
Hold
this.
up.
Did you what did he say?
Now I know that one was a
That
lie.
was a lie. Exactly. That one is definitely a lie. So
Mm-hmm.
did you know that there is actually 3 types of diabetes?
3 type. Yes. Are you asking me or the chat?
Uh-huh. Or both.
Well, let's see what the chat says. So,
Did y'all know
what do
that
you guys think?
there are 3 types of diabetes?
I think the third one is I'm pretty sure I know what you're gonna say because how could I not, in a sense? You know what I'm saying? But it's one that I think a lot of the women may know.
Oh, if that's the case, then technically there's 4 then.
Did you say
Because I didn't
4?
think about that one. Yeah,
Yeah, because
technically.
we should tell them. So
Yeah. All right.
lead the way. There's
All
clearly
right.
type 1 and type 2,
Yeah,
but
you got type 1, type
you lead
2.
the way on that,
Women, they can get gestational,
which
when,
is
with pregnancy.
yep.
And
And
then there is type 1.5, which we call later. And that is latent autoimmune diabetes in adults. So technically that's what I have. I have type 1.5, but the doctors are always going to treat it like type 1. Because
okay.
even if you're type 1.5, you can still not produce insulin. Like they say, you can produce little to none, whereas type 1 you don't produce any at all. So yeah, we always treat it like type 1.
Yeah, which is smart. And that the gestational diabetes is when women develop diabetes through pregnancy. And then when they have their child, usually the body goes back and regulates itself properly and they no longer have diabetes.
Right. Matter of fact, if y'all don't know about later, I'll actually put a link in the
Put
chat.
it in the chat, definitely.
Let's see.
Okay, so that sounds ghetto. Well, I mean, my best
Look.
experience with explaining that one is, as a woman, you probably know that when you are producing a human, your body is working double, triple, quadruple the normal amount of someone who is not pregnant or a man. So your body is just unable to keep up with all its primary jobs on top of growing the human. So just needs a little help, but it's a very common one. I think the ladies that go in, have your doctor, the one that takes care of you through pregnancy, they probably talk to you about it and all that stuff, I would imagine.
Yep. Trying to
Big
find
tongue twister, Juicy.
yeah.
Like, why not just call it pregnancy beaties or something like that?
Right. Exactly.
Pregnant beaties.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna just send this one. This is close enough.
Send it. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be back.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. All right, I know that link is kind of long, guys, but that was the closest one that I can find that was gonna be somewhere close. Maybe the American Diabetes. Actually, you know what? Y'all know what? I got a better one. This is actually coming from the American Diabetes Association. So let's copy this one and we'll paste this one. And I'll pin this one to the chat for you guys. And last but not least, guys, we are actually still doing the charity event, the Pancreas Project. I believe that the link is going to be live for a long time. So I'll send out the donation link here at the end of the stream. But we have raised $70 so far. Our goal is $1,000. And at $1,000, Mrs. Beardy will be she'll be waxing my arms and my legs. We'll actually do that live. And then I have an undisclosed amount of money. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm so burpy tonight, this afternoon, but we have an undisclosed amount that if that money is raised, then there will no longer be Bearded Legend. There will be the artist formerly known as Bearded Legend. Look at this, man. I will actually cut my beard off for charity. So Bearded Legend will become Babyface Legend.
Babyface.
So but all right, we're gonna get into these last two topics here, and then we're gonna let y'all enjoy the rest of your evening.
Let's go.
So we talked about the biggest myth we've heard. Do you have any advice for a newly diagnosed diabetic, or we're gonna say is there anything that you would want a non-diabetic to know about type 1 diabetes?
I think from my personal experience, from getting it at such a young age, I think it would be don't be afraid to admit that you have diabetes and that you do have something that is not considered normal.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think that it makes you any less cool, accepted, loved, appreciated, admired, adored. Don't think that diabetes is going to make you less of you. If
Mm-hmm.
anything, it's a superpower. It's something that you can now say that you have with confidence.
Yeah.
So own it. You have questions, don't ever hesitate to ask, and just do your best at eliminating the temptations and focus on, handling your business, because you have it. You can't outrun it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how can you make it better? That's my advice to a newly diagnosed diabetic, especially a child out there. If there are any children that get to watch this video, would be, you're still wicked cool. Don't
Yes.
ever think that you're not, and don't let
Yep.
anyone clown you, because they are the clown.
Yes. Yep. Yep. You kind of took the words out of my mouth, honestly. But I actually spent it a little bit different.
Okay.
So for me, what I would want someone to know is, don't let diabetes define who you are, because you define who you are.
Yep.
Obviously God's not done with you, so keep living your life to the fullest. Um, you know, be that advocate for someone else that gets diagnosed when you learn more about diabetes and everything. And just keep pushing forward. Be active in your community. um let I'm gonna say it this way: let diabetes shine.
Yep. Let
Just let it
diabetes
shine.
shine.
Just let it shine. Because I mean, you and diabetes are gonna be roommates until you're not roommates anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Until
one way or another, however that
one way,
happens, right?
however it happens. I don't mean to say I'm morbid about it, but it is what it is.
Hmm?
Whether we get the cure or we don't, just continue to be yourself.
Yeah. I like that. I like our
Yes.
message. I like our message to everyone.
Nah, what's good? What's good? Welcome in. Um, and you talked about how don't let the kids bully you or let people bully you.
Yeah.
There was an instance when I first got diagnosed and I was doing what I was doing. There was a young teenager that was over the next state in Louisiana that he had been diagnosed for 10 years. Yeah, he was diagnosed for 10 years, and like he was scared to get on the pump because he thought that people were going to bully him and stuff. And I actually linked up with the kid and his mom.
That's so cool.
um and we hit it off pretty well. We went to an arcade and did all this stuff, and I told them my story of how I did it, and I just basically told them, man, don't be afraid of what people are gonna say, because this is your lifeline. This insulin pump, this is your lifeline for the most part.
Yeah, it'll change your life.
So you definitely need to, you definitely should consider getting the pump. I didn't say you need to. You should consider getting the pump.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him, we've been cool ever since. Like he's grown now. We text every so often just to check on each other, and it's a blessing. It's definitely a
Wow.
blessing.
It's almost like it was it remind me of like being in a Big Brother program in
Mm-hmm.
a sense, like Big Brother for diabetics,
Yeah.
like that's so cool. You're such a wow, you're just such a great man. You're such a great person. I mean that with my whole heart. You are
So
phenomenal.
yes, thank you. You are too, sir. Don't count yourself out.
Oh no, we ain't doing that.
No.
I just, I just gotta give you your flowers a little bit, all the hard work that you do out here helping the youth like that, and just You know, when you speak, people get chills, and it's man,
Yes, yes.
great things now, and great things even more to come in the future.
Indeed, indeed. All right, y'all. So that was the end of our little topic of our questions that we have for each other. We do have a little bit more time for some Q&A. If anybody wants to ask a question, I know y'all been asking throughout the entire episode, but you know, if you got more questions, please let us know. We are here to educate.
Let me ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Since
Oh.
you've been diagnosed with diabetes, have
Mhm.
you passed out from having a low sugar at any point?
No, I have not. Um, and so for me, I know when my lows are coming. Like
Mhm.
once I get 100 or below, that's when I start feeling it. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
whereas like if it be closer to like 80 or 70 is when really started feeling it. But like when I get to 100, that's when I feel it. But other than that, I hadn't passed out from having a low. And honestly, now that you say that, me thinking about it, when I first passed out,
Yeah.
um, my sugar might have been low.
It would sound close to that.
Yeah, my
Cause
sugar.
I've like had moments when I was younger, like walking to get inside a daycare
Mm-hmm,
and like being walked by, one of the people that takes care of us. And like my leg gave out, but I was still conscious, but like my leg gave
mm-hmm.
out when I was walking. They were like, "Oh, are you all right?" I'm like, "We gotta get inside."
Yeah, yeah. So I might have had a low when I
Yeah,
fell.
that sounds very, very likely to what I had. Only different situation. My mom answered me back about that
Mm-hmm.
A1C question you had about what it was,
Yeah.
and at that time, they didn't do an A1C, but they did take my blood sugar, and it was
Mhm.
386 at that time.
Okay.
And then
So
when they took me to Children's Hospital in Boston. So
mhm,
I don't know the official A1C. So I take back about being 8. It could have been a lot higher. I don't know for
mhm.
how long I was having symptoms. I was 4 years old when I had that happen.
Okay. Okay. Um
To answer
mine
his
was
question.
400 when I went to the ER.
What's the highest your sugar has ever been since you've had diabetes?
310. Yeah,
Which
about
when
310.
you look at it, it really isn't that on the Richter scale. It could have been a lot higher.
Mm-hmm.
310 is still real high. I've been there
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
I'm like, what? I'm like, is
Yep.
my pump working? I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, dog, what's happening right now? I'm like, it's technology. Like at any given moment, it could give out. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've had to disconnect the pump, and I've had to go straight into drawing up 10 units of insulin,
Mm-hmm.
Humalog, and just boom, putting that thing in and let it ride out for a few hours. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
get that thing in there.
So and I think I said it earlier, Kay. I was 31 when I found out. So
So we had 31 right here and 4 years old right here.
mm-hmm.
468 when he found out.
Mm.
Ooh. So
Felt like
that's an
he was
interesting
going
symptom. Yeah.
blind.
I
Wow.
imagine his body was starting to go into like a shutdown
Mm.
type mode
Yeah.
if that was the case.
Mm.
That's crazy. 468. Very
So
high.
Kay, how's your I think you said it earlier and I might have missed it. How's your dad managing it now? Is it pretty good control or is he still having a little bit of issues with it?
And how long has he been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes?
Yes.
Because I always find it interesting that like we've been talking about how you can really get diabetes at any age,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be type 1 or type 2.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
He's been
But
diabetic for over 30. Okay.
I'm catching up to him. So it's something that you grew up with. Cause I like earlier asking about I asked Bearded if, his friends and family changed their eating habits and their diets and these things with alongside of him who had to make these moves. I wonder for UK, has your life, I imagine, been impacted in a different way from maybe other kids that you knew growing up because your dad had to do a certain type of living as opposed to maybe one of your friends' parents who aren't diabetic? Ups and downs, baby. Story of a
Gotta
diabetic's life.
gotta
If any
love that roller
diabetic read a
coaster.
book, label it up and downs, highs and
Right.
lows is what it should call it. Yo, imagine, Bearded, if you wrote a book called Highs and Lows, The Life and Times of a Type 1 Diabetic. That would be great.
It would be pretty dope. I would say that's pretty dope.
That'd be cool.
Um, so let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about getting like a diabetic tattoo?
I
Or do
have.
you
Yeah,
okay.
I did when I was younger. A lot of when I was younger.
Yeah.
I haven't had. I don't know. I thought like maybe because I always wear my necklace. Thought
Mm-hmm.
about maybe getting the medical thing like on my chest somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that. Something cool. Maybe like piercing into the heart or something. But I
Mm-hmm.
never made a move on that. How about yourself?
So I'm getting one. I've already said I'm getting one.
Let's
It's just a matter
go.
of getting one. But what I want to do is kind of like what you like you want to do. But the medical symbol is gonna go down my forearm,
Okay.
but in the middle part it's gonna say type 1 diabetic, and it's gonna have like the wings and then like a kind of like a blue background
Yeah.
because that's the color.
That's
So
why. That's why I set my light today. I said we going blue, blue, baby, blue.
yep.
Nah, that's
So
a really cool
yeah.
idea. A nice little half sleeve is gonna look so fire.
Hmm.
And it's like you don't need to wear a chain anymore.
Right,
Like
right.
you could put your name on it, the date that you got it, do whatever
Hmm.
you want. I would say go crazy, put contact info, but people be changing numbers sometimes.
Exactly. And I thought about because I've seen some cool designs on like Pinterest and TikTok and places like that, and they've had some cool designs. There was a one, it was a Christian one.
Mm.
It's like God is bigger than my highs and lows, but they actually used those symbols as the diabetic tattoo, and it
Oh,
was it
that's
was pretty
incredible.
cool.
That's
So,
incredible. I'd say that adds on to the myth too.
mhm.
Now that I think is like people think you can't get tattoos. I think I've heard
Yeah,
before a
yep,
lot of people think, oh, you're diabetic, you can't get a tattoo. And it's like, oh, you're
yeah,
putting sugar in ink, you know?
right.
Like, what are we talking about? Explain to me how that makes sense, right?
So, but yeah, eventually, I'm gonna get one. It. I've actually the last probably 3 charity streams ago. That was the end goal was to get a diabetic tattoo, and we hit the goal.
Let's
It's just
go.
just trying to find a time to actually do it.
That's
You know.
incredible. That's incredible.
Um,
I love that for you.
so yeah.
Community.
Yes, Dub community for sure. Dub community. Um, well, if anyone does not have any other questions, that's gonna be the end of our episode, guys. Round of applause in the chat, Dubs in the chat, whatever you want to do, because this has been an awesome episode.
Oh
Um,
man, it's been incredible.
yes, big shout out to Matty for joining in on such last notice, by the way, because we didn't say this, but we were actually supposed to do this episode last Sunday, but
Yes.
I had a family emergency. Don't worry, everybody's fine. It was just another thing that happened.
Thanks, Kay.
And so we actually were going to reschedule it for September, and we were going to have 2 special guests that month, but we felt like we could go ahead and do it and you know knock it out the park.
Yeah, I'm real
So
grateful for it. I'm happy everything lined up and we are able to bring this type of vibe into the digital world and help open up people's minds that maybe didn't know much about type 1 diabetes, and that's incredible. And Shout out to Kay. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Carlos, Kay, Juicy, so many. Each and every one of you, Miss Yam, Shake, all of you that came in, Avion, ask questions. It really means a lot to us. Thank you so much.
Yes, because again, the both of us, we just want to educate you guys, bring more awareness to this. Because like we said, diabetes is normally called the invisible disability. So
and now we're making it a little bit more visible, baby, in a beautiful way.
More visible. Yes.
That's right.
So before we get out of here, you got anything going on this week? I know you and I talked about it earlier, but anything you got going on this week?
So this week I got a trip coming up. So I'm going to be going to the opposite coast and exploring some beautiful views with wifey, staying with one of my best friends out his way. And I will be off pretty much all week. Wednesday to Friday, I'll be off, and next Monday and Tuesday as well. So I'm looking forward. Yes, you can call. I'll have plenty of snacks in there for you, Kay.
Can I crawl in the suitcase?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Oh, well, if that's the case, are y'all flying?
We are. Yeah, we gotta fly. Yeah, we're flying all the way from coast to coast. So going from here to Washington State, it'll be a beautiful, beautiful time. Flight should go quick. I mean, it's like around 6 hours, but it still goes by good.
Yeah.
You know, they got good snacks on planes now.
Of course. Yes.
They got plenty of things to do.
But as for me, guys, honestly, I thought about going live this evening, but I might not. But we will be live Monday and Tuesday for sure. Most of y'all have seen the new segment called I Got the Drip, where we look at some anime custom shoes, Nikes. Like, I don't know if y'all can see it in the background, my custom One Piece shoes. So we've been looking at a lot of shoes lately, and we hadn't even scratched the surface of this website because there's so much going on.
I like the sounds of that.
Yeah, and then of course Tuesdays is Campfire Tales, so we're gonna play some horror games and scaring ourselves to death, if that's what you want to call it. But hey, and then we'll be back. We won't be back next Sunday. I just remember, unless Initial decides he wants to do the podcast, I won't be back next Sunday. So if we're not back next Sunday, we will definitely be back the first part of September. We have our next special guest lined up for next month. So it's going to be a fun time. And we can't wait to join you guys, see you guys again. But if we don't see y'all again, pray y'all have a great week this week. Y'all stay blessed. And we will chop it up with y'all later. Peace.
See y'all later, baby.
Y'all know me, Big the Legend G, with my co-host Initial D, bringing that heat in the twist street. Grab your popcorn, kick up your feet, sit back, relax. We about to blow. Welcome to our channel. Enjoy the show. Ayy.
Hard conversation, brain stimulation, BGID, no imitation. Look, pull up on the mic. Two bitty guys is rocking the night. Sub on YouTube and follow on Twitch. I guarantee it's gonna be a hit. It's showtime.